Ladies, when you are constantly questioning his feelings, you might be missing the signs that he's just not into you. Most ladies, when in love, generally assume that their guys love them back the same way, which is not always true. Sometimes guys can be in a relationship, but not because they love you. It's just because it's more convenient for them than being alone. This way, you can waste your months, or even years on the guy who doesn't deserve it. So how can you identify if the guy is just not into you? In the next few minutes, I shall reveal 6 signs that a guy will show when he doesn't love you as much as you might think. This awareness will help you save your time and energy, which you could spend more on a fulfilling relationship. A little of your support though before we dive in. Subscribe to our channel and like the video. This will allow us to keep making more of these educational videos. Number 6. Lack of communication. Alright ladies, communication always comes first in a relationship. So, I'm going to ask you a question about it first and foremost. Tell me, is he mostly the first one to start a conversation? Or does he rarely do it? Does he always reply back to you? Or does he just leave your message unread? My point is, does he communicate with you until you are fully satisfied? Well, if not, then it could be a sign of lack of interest in you. How? Well, let's understand it with an example. Maybe you've already experienced something like this before. Let's say you don't text him first. He can go on like this for like 2 or 3 days. It has to be you to text him first, or else he doesn't connect. It's like you don't exist for him until you send that first message. And even after you text him, he doesn't reply with energy. Like his replies are short and it feels like he just wants to end the conversation. For example, if you text him, "Hey, good morning, did you have your breakfast?" He's going to reply with, "Yeah," instead of trying to prolong the conversation, or asking you the same question in return. He prefers to end it right there with a one-word answer. Most of his replies are, "Okay, yes, sure, got it, IDK, maybe, LOL," and that's it. And this lack of communication isn't just in text messages. He is generally the same in real life as well. And for example, when you share an exciting update about your job or a recent achievement, he responds with a simple "cool" instead of asking the follow-up questions or expressing enthusiasm. He moves on to something else, making it clear that he isn't invested in your experiences. When you ask if he wants to do something, he says, "Sounds good," but never takes the initiative to suggest anything. All of this is the actual lack of communication, where your partner always leaves you hanging with a lot of questions and confusion. This can create a distance between you two until the distance becomes too great to handle, and you start to question and you guess yourself, thinking that maybe you are way too demanding or that you speak way too much. In reality, the fault is in him, that he doesn't respond to you properly. So if you are experiencing a lack of communication in your relationship, then it's the first clear sign that he's just not into you, despite being with you for months. So it's better to take action now to save the trouble later. And what can you do about it? First, talk about it with him and make it clear why he doesn't communicate with you like a true partner. Sometimes, just 10 minutes of honest talk can remove all the doubts. But if he keeps on brushing it off, then it's sometimes wise to reconsider your relationship. Ask yourself, is it even worth it? A healthy relationship is about both partners being willing to show up and be present. Number 5, he keeps canceling. Now, tell me, does it happen to you more often that he cancels plans made recently or long ago? Does he cancel many of those plans at the last hour or even at the last minute? It can be very frustrating when he keeps on canceling important or exciting plans. But let me tell you something, it could be way bigger than you might think. It's not just about him getting busy at the last moment. It could really mean that he is not interested in you or spending time with you. To clarify this a little bit more, let's see what some common real-life examples are that usually these low-interest guys do. Imagine this. You've planned a dinner with him and you are quite excited about it. You've chosen a great gift, reserved a table in a fancy restaurant, and literally spent hours getting ready. Now, as you are waiting for him to pick you up, you get a call from him saying that he is stuck at work and his boss won't let him leave without completing the task. That's why he can't appear for the dinner. Now, this could be devastating for you, but it doesn't have to be a romantic date night. He might keep on canceling other plans as well, like a casual hangout, traveling, shopping, and even meeting you on holidays. The thing about these guys is that they are very good at making convincing excuses, which can make you actually believe them. The normal excuse that you might hear from him is something like this: "I'm busy at work," or "I'm not feeling well today." Sometimes they might use their friends to make an excuse by saying, "My buddy's at my place right now. I can't leave him alone." Sometimes he pretends to be too tired, or he gets a headache, or something just comes up for him at the exact moment. Now, it doesn't mean these things don't ever happen, but if you see a pattern where he keeps on canceling plans that you make, no matter how big or small, then there has to be an issue that needs to be addressed. One thing you might also notice is that he doesn't respect your time as a partner would. Like if you made time for him out of your own busy routine, he would care about it and he would cancel the plans just like that. He only appears to spend time with you when it's convenient for him, completely dismissing your feelings. Now these guys do it because they like the idea of you being around, but aren't really interested in investing the time that it takes to maintain a healthy relationship. It's as if he's playing with your time, knowing that you'll be there even if he keeps shifting things around to suit his own needs. So, what can you do about it? Well, first, you can make sure that if he's really considering and canceling plans on purpose, and it's not a coincidence. Once you actually see that the pattern is there, where he doesn't seem interested in planning with you, then maybe give it a try with honest communication. Just talk plainly and openly and tell him that you can see he purposely cancels the plans and ask him to stop doing it. If you see the change after the talk, well then good. But if it continues to happen, then you might need to brush him off of your life and consider someone else who actually cares about making plans with you. Number 4, he wants a secret relationship. Have you ever felt like he's keeping you or the relationship kind of too private from his outside world? Many of you ladies are experiencing this, and you might be thinking that, well, it's normal to take things slow. Sure, taking things slowly is one thing, but if your relationship is so in secrecy that none of his family or his friends even know about you, then this is certainly a red flag. Many of you also think that, well, he's with me, at least he spends time with me. So why would I be worried about him telling the others? Understand it with this example. Let's say you suggest going outside for dinner at a popular spot in the city where most of the people usually come. When you mention the crowded spot, he backs up and starts making excuses like he is just a private person who doesn't like his privacy being affected by too much crowd, or that he is an introvert and he wants a place with a minimum amount of people. He probably suggests just cooking something together at home and eating it together. He convinces you a lot and manages your time and to change your mind. In reality, he just wants to make sure that no one else sees him. Another thing you might notice is that he doesn't introduce you to anyone. I mean, you guys might have been seeing each other for months now, but it may feel like the relationship is still new, or it is not progressing at all because, well, you don't know anything about his inner circle. Even if someone sees you two together, you might notice he doesn't ever introduce you as his girlfriend. He might use sentences like, "This is Amanda, we met through mutual friends," or, "Oh, this is Amanda, we've been getting to know each other." Sometimes he might just introduce you as a friend. And this way he keeps things neutral and others get the impression that it's not something serious. Now, coming to the main question, why does a guy want a secret relationship? Well, there could be two main reasons behind it. He either is in another relationship with another woman, and he wants to make sure none of you know about each other in any possible way. Secondly, which is probably the most common reason, is that he wants to keep his options alive. By keeping you secret, he wants to present himself as a single and available one in the market. Once he finds another partner, he will just move on. That's why he doesn't want his family or his close friends to know about you, because he wants to avoid all the questions that he may have to face when he is with another woman. So, ladies, if you are in this confusion, let me end it for you. When a man really loves you, he will let the whole world know about it. He will be very open about it. The first thing he will do is introduce you to his inner circle, the people who matter most to him. Only a man with a low interest in you will keep you a hidden secret. So, what if this is already happening to you? What should you do about it? Like I've said before, you should first try to get him to talk and have an honest conversation about it. Maybe he is really taking things slow. Maybe he is a private person. Or maybe he has his own reasons for keeping you a secret. Most of the time, a quick talk can solve most issues. But still, if he keeps on making more and more excuses and refuses to introduce you to others, then it would be a crystal clear answer that he is not right for you, and you should move on as soon as possible. Number 3. He pulls away after intimacy. Have you ever noticed how he suddenly pulls away from you after you two get close? Especially after being intimate. It's like he is a different person before and an entirely different one after being in bed. One moment when you guys are sharing something real, deep, and intimate, and the next moment he's cold, rude, and doesn't want to talk. You think being in bed together might bring you closer, but instead, it feels like he's putting up walls right after. Why does this happen? Well, simple. He doesn't like you as much as you think. Let me explain. When a guy is different before and after being in bed, well, it means one obvious thing. He only likes the idea of being in bed with you. To get there, he invests his time and energy into you, and that's why he's all in for fun. But once he gets that intimacy, he doesn't have any reason to act the same way. So, he turned rude and cold. And if I've had to put it in plain words for you, he doesn't love you or who you are. He just loves your body. It may sound harsh, but he only sees you as a subject or a toy to play around with, and he doesn't feel the need to connect with you on emotional levels. And that's the difference between a real lover and a low-interested guy. The man who loves you deeply connects with you on all physical, mental, and emotional levels. Now, what can you do about it? Well, first, have that talk. Make everything straight and clear to be sure what the heck is going on. Maybe he realizes his mistakes and starts to improve himself. But if it doesn't work, then the second thing you can do is to set boundaries. Don't get in bed with him for some time, like at least a month, and see his reaction. When he won't get what he wants, his true colors will start to show up, and that will allow you to make the decisions that you need that matter most to your happiness. Number 2, he makes excuses to avoid commitment. Have you ever felt like he's always got a reason why he's not ready to commit? It's like every time you bring up the idea of making things official, well, he's got a new excuse. He'll tell you that he's not ready for a relationship right now, or he'll say, let's just keep things chill, and I'm not into labels. At first, you might go along with it, thinking that he just needs time, but after a while, it starts to sound like he's just avoiding the whole thing altogether. You might hear things like, I've been burned before, I just need to focus on myself, and work's been crazy, so I can't really commit right now. And it's frustrating because while you're out there investing your time and energy, he's staying non-committal, keeping things as casual as possible. And if you were to ask him where things are heading, well, he might throw out, why can't we just go with the flow? Or why rush into anything? This kind of behavior can be a huge red flag, and when a guy keeps making excuses to dodge commitment, it often means that he's just not into the idea of settling down with you or at all. He might enjoy the fun, the dates, the late night talks, but when it comes to putting labels on things, well, he's quick to find a way out. It's like he wants all the perks of being in a relationship, but it doesn't want to step up when it counts. Well, what can you do though? Be upfront about what you want. Tell him straight up that you're not looking to be someone's maybe forever. If he's always dodging the commitment talk, he might just be keeping you around for the convenience of it. And honestly, you deserve better than that. Better than being stuck in some situation. If he's not willing to meet you halfway, it might be time to reconsider if he's really worth your time and energy at all. Number 1, he prioritizes others over you. Alright ladies, let's talk about the last and perhaps the most observable sign, which is that he prioritizes others over you. It's one of those signs that's hard to ignore when he consistently prioritizes his friends, family, or even his hobbies over spending time with you. Now you may think that everyone has his own special place in a person's life, and everyone deserves that attention. Well, you're right. But it is the intensity at which he does those things. It's like he literally keeps you as a last option always, instead of keeping you on top. Let's understand it with an example. Think about those times when you've tried to make plans with him, and he says something like, "I can't, I've already made plans with the guys," or "Sorry, I promised my mom that I would help her out." Sometimes he might say, "I don't feel like going outside today. Let's plan this for another day." He may even ditch you for his small interests, and he wouldn't stop playing video games for a half hour just to let you get some food. Now, I don't mean to say that he shouldn't do any of those things at all. Everyone has a personal life, and they deserve that personal space. But he should be prioritizing you over all other things. Because a man who truly loves you treats you like a queen, not just his last option of fun. There should be a balance to everything that he does. What can you do about it? Well, talk with him about how it makes you feel. Let him know that while you respect his time with others, you'd like to feel like a priority too. If he's not willing to adjust or make you feel more included, then it might just be time to rethink whether this relationship is meeting your needs. You deserve someone who doesn't just squeeze you into their life, but genuinely wants you to be a part of it. And with that, let's finish today's video here. I hope this was educational for all the ladies out there looking for a happy and fulfilling relationship. And if you'd like to share something, please connect with us in the comments section. And one more thing, we need your support right now. All you need to do is to like the video and make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. This will allow us to make more and more videos that will guide all the beautiful ladies out there in their love lives.